Hey, Fred, I got a question about rookie minicamp.
Yep. I'll actually be. I want to phrase it properly, but Tony Boselli, he's leading the way in this rookie dinner tonight. It'll be I believe, a first introduction that I'll have.
Okay,
to
good.
the rookies. I was invited to partake, participate alongside Tony. You just try to drop some knowledge, words of wisdom.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
The guys to the team.
Yeah.
All that sort of fun stuff. And I'm looking forward to it.
I think
your question about the minicamp.
Well, I was just thinking, like, I know say you come in as a rookie, and man, you want to impress, but you also, you've just. It's been a few weeks. You're probably, I don't know what type of shape you're in, et cetera, where you are as a rookie. You want to, I guess, you don't, as a coaching staff, I think you want to work on the mental side of things, but not as much the physical. I don't want you flying around going full speed and doing all that like here in May, I guess is what I'm saying. I mean, does that factor in for you as an athlete, or are you just full go 100%? I'm on the field. I'm my natural instincts take over.
Well, I can say you would be a coach who would be fired because.
Well, there's a million reasons why that would happen.
Full speed.
Yeah,
we fire each other every morning.
It's only one speed, right? I mean, if you're going to compete, you're going to show what you got. You want to show what you have.
Okay.
You want to show this is why you drafted me. I am the real deal. It wasn't a mistake. You're going to be out there flying around.
Mm-hmm.
And any coach that tries to slow you down outside of the drills that we're supposed to, be going full speed, then I think that's an issue. But they'll have drills where they want to taper them down, three-quarter speeds here or there. But then you have the competitive drills where you have to go one-on-one, where you have to, run routes full speed to get timing with the quarterbacks, et cetera. The DBs get an opportunity to work on their back pedals, their brakes in real time. So you want to build up to that throughout camp. But there will be moments you have to go full speed. And as a rookie coming in, I can give you an example for myself. I just had a natural gift. I didn't always train hard the first year. And I ended up having a back spasm. And that back spasm led me to the training room, which I thought, because it was something I never felt before, I thought my career was done.
Oh, boy.
And I was crying, and, a lot of that was due to not working out properly prior to coming to minicamp. I was kind of celebrating still getting drafted, honestly. And I got to camp, and that sort of spasm kind of kicked in. I went to the training room. I was crying. My good friend, who's still in the building now, Skip Richardson, he kind of said, "Bro, don't put too much pressure on yourself," basically, is what he was saying. Things kind of calmed down. I was able to go back out there and perform. These kids, it's less physical nowadays. And I think they'll be just fine. But they do want to come in and try and make a first impression, but also be mentally ahead of the game in terms of knowing their playbook and where they're supposed to be in the building.
Pross, I got to be honest. I didn't hear a thing he said after he fired me.
Yeah, well,
I'm down in the dumps here.
He shuts down that way.
Yeah.
That's right. I mean, I don't.
He just canned me. Boom, I'm out.
He gets fired like 3 times a week, so should be used to. He gets fired 3 times a week.
We're making a move already, Fred. I'm out.
Listen, you say you're going to the rookie dinner tonight. I would like to expect, this would be an intangibly rich move to me, that if at some point of the evening, both Bashul Tootin and LaQuinn Allen take the time to sidle up to Fred Taylor and pick your brain just a little bit as a dominant player here. I think that would show some awareness on their part. But if you had, like, what is a tip you give to a rookie running back like that? I know you've talked about some of that just here in these last few minutes, but obviously you're not making, your biggest impact in these first few workouts. At what point does that come? And, when it comes to pacing and expectations, what kind of advice do you give these young cats?
Well, I'm going to tell them the same I tell all the rookie running backs when I meet them: go break my rookie record.
I like it.
And chase as many of them as you can, which means we'll be in a good place as an organization. So that's usually always my, icebreaker, an initial challenge. And I'm serious about it. Maurice got it. Every rookie running back that's come in behind me has gotten it. And I think the advice I would say is, trust yourself. You got yourself here through hard work, through studying, you have to be able to trust yourself. You're the CEO when you're out there on the field. You want to learn as much as you can so you can play fast. But when it's game time, when it's go time, it's time to compete. You want to be able to store all those processes so that you don't have to really overthink it. And now you'll be able to just trust your ability, trust your eyes, because it won't lead you wrong. I firmly believe that the running back position is 90% instincts and reactions. The other 10%, you just got to know the game. But you want to let your talent shine.
Hopefully we find the right guys. Hopefully they found those guys. They're there every draft, right? They're a bunch of gems. You can go in the top 10 like Freddie did, or they can find you in round 4 like Kyron Williams or the Rams where they came from.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully we've got that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I saw y'all had Jayden Daniels' mom on.
Timely.
Right?
Yep, a little pivot.
Yeah. I thought that was good, and it's interesting because I said the same thing about – you remember what I've said about Justin Thomas's dad?
Yeah, two involved.
Sometimes they're two. I mean, and so I'm just curious your thoughts, and I don't think there's a right or a wrong, and I think she has some great points. But I also think like when
I'm a leave-in. You were hard on that one recently.
Yeah,
Papa.
Oh yeah. But I also think that when you're in the when you're going out on a date and mom's in the car, it's a little concerning to me. So
Yeah,
personal preference, probably.
Yeah.
You know what? I think so. I think it's more of that part, the little snapshot that people are getting. When they're walking the red carpet or they're attending a basketball game.
Yes.
Or,
yes.
let's say she could be getting dropped off while he's on a date or something, or so it's all perception, right? And she convinced us that she's not a helicopter mom.
Okay,
She's doing
right.
her job.
All right.
She doubled down on the fact that she has two degrees, business degrees. She's an agent.
She's in the business.
Manager.
That's for sure. She's in the business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So she's certainly deep in the business. But she's such an amazing woman, and we don't know their journey. We don't know what it took for them to get to where they
also
are.
true.
And, for Jayden to be in the position that he's in. I mean, she put that work in when the cameras weren't on them. So I am one that firmly believes in just let them do their business and mind my own business. It's an easy story, and it has nothing to do with Jayden Daniels as an athlete playing football and all that. There have been vultures that prey on these players, on athletes for years, for decades. I was one victim who got taken advantage of.
Yes.
And there have been several other players that have been taken advantage of. And one thing for sure is that his mom is going to impede any of that. And I think more guys, if they had the ability to, they had, a mother who's qualified, certified as well, to be able to manage their day-to-day with someone they know they can trust in, I'm sure they would allow it.
Yeah.
Now, it does get a bit sketchy when you see them, on every red carpet, every game, I don't really want to call it a date, but on every outing, let's call it
an outing. Yeah, very good.
And then it raises some red flags, but, at the very end of the day, it's their business.
Well, I will say this.
Fair enough. Most
people in the context of Jayden Daniels, they need him as fans of the quarterback, Jayden Daniels, of what he does on the field. So regardless of what his personal makeup is, family dynamics and all that, it certainly doesn't affect the kid on the football field. And by the way, he's a great young man, right? His teammates love him. He won a Heisman. He took these terrible Commanders team all the way to the NFC Championship game. I mean, if we need to do sleepovers with mom and the girlfriend, then whatever works.
Yeah, I think if Jayden had a problem with it, he would acknowledge it. He would let his mom know, like, look, hey, we got to shut this down. But it doesn't affect him. She's been his ride or die, since getting him involved in soccer that eventually led to football. And she's been on his side. And it's crazy that people actually knock her for being there every moment for her son, which is just kind of weird to me.
I bet he was a heck of a youth soccer player.
I got another pivot observation.
Another pivot?
Well,
All right.
I put Freddie, in this proper space here as international media superstar, and not a couple of local yokels like we are.
I like to call us slappies.
But we did.
Slappies.
We local slappied this story. Let the record show ahead of the pivot, probably because we're on every day and we have that ability.
Yes, sir.
But they, like us, put their brain trust to work to try and answer the question that has been sweeping the country. 100 men versus a gorilla. How did y'all land? How'd y'all land,
they did
Freddie?
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
How'd you land? Does it depend who the men are, or what's the deal?
The pivot crew landed on. We won't be, well, two of us won't be in the 100-man equation.
That's what we said. We'd be running. We would be the part
I'm going the other way.
Yeah.
So Channing decided that he's going to run up on the silverback first. And he's going to die first, unfortunately.
Yes.
We'll have to decide if we want to get a third partner or just carry on. But someone has to remain behind.
Yes.
To give the eulogy.
Legacy, right?
By the way, Freddie, it's a painful death, too.
Right.
It's not a happy death.
I don't go easy.
It hurts.
Yeah, I can imagine. But Channing somehow tried to compare wrestling and alligators, which he does so often.
Yeah, no, not the same.
No.
Channing,
gorilla.
No.
And you ever heard of this? The phrase, the catchphrase, pun intended. You got alligator arms.
Yeah.
Well, the alligator arms and the gorilla's arms are totally different. And
the gorilla's smart too, Fred. We're leaving that part out.
Yeah.
Gorillas can kind of, they're not just all, they can figure out what's going on.
No, the limbs are coming off.
Oh, 100%. They're going to be throwing you around like it's some sort of movie, like it's a Marvel movie, Dan.
We even went to this one, Fred. Like, okay, so forget 100 men, but so Channing would tell you that 100 Channing Crowders would beat the gorilla.
And if 50 sacrificed their life, they probably could.
Yeah, I know 100 Dan Hickens, 99 of us are running away, like turning and running. We might get caught, which wouldn't be good, but nonetheless, we would get the heck out of there. So